have some. Well, here we're approaching where they used to bring the silver down the hill, and they had a whole slew mechanism that was used to bring all the ore down the hill so that it could be processed when this was an operating mine. So there's only remnants of the whole sluice system still in existence. The road up to the tower site is a fairly long road. It's had a lot of problems with getting washed out. Apparently the owner of the Cerro Gordo mine has spent quite a bit of time and money fixing up this road, getting it in shape so that they can go up and down the mountain, because people actually live up here in the Cerro Gordo abandoned mine. The mine isn't in operation anymore, but the owner of the property has been trying to develop a hotel up here, and he has an interest in keeping the road open. So thus far we've had a pretty good drive heading up here. The road, once we pass the mine, I'm told is in terrible shape, and we're probably going to have to clear some rocks and maybe fill in some ditches on the way up. We did bring shovels. We're not really sure what we're going to run into. We weren't even sure that this section of the road was good, but it certainly has been in better shape than what we ever imagined it would be. Of course, now that I've said that, you know that we're going to run into a bad section of the road, and then I'm going to regret having said that. See, some of this road, a lot of this road is actually through the bottom of the canyon. When it rains, the water just goes flowing down over the road and just wipes out the road. So it's difficult to keep this road open all the time. And there's sections of the road that are cut through solid rock at the bottom of the canyon. Of course, we're quite a ways up from the bottom of the canyon. I can see the towers at the top of the hill. At least I could, until this other hill got in the way. When we round this turn, we just might be able to see the towers again. So we still got quite a ways to get up there. So far, so good, but we're virtually certain once we pass the mine that things are going to change a lot in terms of the road condition. So now, where you've got a view of the towers up at the top of the hill, they're pretty much straight ahead now. But of course, they're off in the distance where they're a little hard to see on the camera. A lot easier when you're looking at it with your own eyeballs. And see there's a truck coming down the road, 2 vehicles, and they've kicked up a bit of dust. So if we take it a little bit slow, the dust will start to clear, and nobody likes breathing all this dust. But
they get to drive through our dust too.
Yeah, they get to drive through our dust. But anyway, we are we managed to make it through the dust cloud, and now we're continuing to work our way up to the mine. I'm not totally sure, but I think we have at least another 10 minutes before we get up to the mine. As you can see, that even though the road is in fairly decent shape for a mountain road going up the side of the mountain, or I should say a dirt road going up the side of the mountain. I guess mountain roads always go up the side of a mountain, don't they?
Sometimes they go down the side of the mountain.
Well, I guess they could go down too. Especially when you put the road in reverse. So is there a gear shift to put the road into reverse? Okay.
Well, it says R for race.
Okay. So here we are, coming up on another part of the system for getting the ore down the mountain. You can see the remnants of it.
I want to get a picture of this.
This is recording. You want to grab that and get a good view of it?
Okay.
Just with this. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're stopping here, and we're gonna take a couple of still pictures with another camera while this one keeps rolling. And you can see up ahead on the mountain, I don't know, will this zoom while? Yeah, it will zoom.
Yeah, you just...
So we have a tower in front of us. This tower belongs to, if I can keep it in focus, belongs to the Department of Water and Power, from what I've been told. So this is one of their sites. So here we are, continuing our way up the road, bouncing our way.
Like a tumbleweed.
Well, so far, I'm impressed with the condition of the road. But we know we're in for a bad time soon.
Yeah, we had worse than this at Santiago.
When you're traveling dirt roads, you want to keep the windows up. Hey, it's 58 degrees up here. Surprised.
It's warmer than the last time I was here.
So, yeah, if the road was like this all the way to the top, we would be doing double backflips, maybe even triple backflips.
With the truck?
Yeah, absolutely, with the truck. We'd find a way. But you can see the radio sites up at the top of the hill. They're a couple of miles past the Cerro Gordo mine, where grading was done. So we've got a couple of miles of potentially very rough road ahead of us. And even where that microwave tower is located is past the mine. So we have to keep going up here. Into the ungraded portion of the road where we get to blaze new territory. So we can see parts of the mine here. Some of the buildings up ahead, kind of dropping out of sight behind the ridge, but it'll shortly come back into sight. There we are, and you can see the new construction going on, where the owner is trying to build this hotel. And there's a certain class of clientele that like things that are in remote areas. So last time I saw this, there wasn't any wood framing. It was just strictly all foundation work. As I recall, they had a fire up here, and everything burned down that he had built, other than the concrete foundation, and he had to start over again. So here we are. It's not a very big hotel. It's not like you're going to get a ton of guests up here. But anyway, so here we are in the Cerro Gordo town.
Which way was it?
Up here.
Up there.
Tours given 9 to 5. Okay. I want to go that way.
This is not so good.
So here we are into the rough road. Working our way slowly up the hill, trying to get to this Department of Water Power microwave site, which is just the very first leg of the journey up the not so nice dirt road. Now, there are parts of the mine that are up here. I'm kind of thinking that you would think that they would want to grade the road at least to where all their buildings are, but obviously they did not. They just stopped the grading right there at the new construction. So obviously the owner of the Cerro Gordo mine has something different in mind. So here we are with a nice view of the DWP building microwave site here. And again, it's not at the top of the hill, it's at the top of this little bump here, but there's still a lot more uphill ahead of us, working our way up to the radio towers up here at the top of the hill, where we have to go.
Okay so far.
So far, this road is about the same condition as what I remember. And so I don't have any complaint so far, but we don't expect that to stay this way. So we're getting some challenging terrain, but nothing that our vehicle won't handle. A few rocks in the road. You can see the road's gotten narrower and a lot rougher. We're bouncing around a bit more, like that. And here we're coming up on another small building where we have like a wireless internet connection. So this is solar powered. There's some, as you can see, security cameras And that kind of dog bone looking white antenna, that is for high-speed internet, which is apparently being set up the hill through that site. This is part of the power system that comes up here. The power system uses fairly small wire, and it's a little primitive, so we don't have a lot of current capacity up on the hill, which is one of the reasons why we have solar panels to augment the electrical power. Because one, it's not very reliable up here, and two, the wires are kind of small, so we can't pull a lot of power. This is a fairly tight turn. We were able to make it, but you can see all the rocks that are here. It's definitely a lot more challenging, but it's still not that much different than I remember from the last time I was up here. So right now we are as good or better than our expectations. But of course, with all the rumors we've heard about what's going on with this road, you can see it's still a long way up there to the top where the tower is. And we got another switchback coming up ahead. I mean, our expectation is that we are going to run into trouble. But we're happy for every foot of road that we travel where we have not met that expectation. So we expect the worst and hope for the best. And so if we're able to make it up there without having to stop and clear rocks out of the road, we're going to be happy campers. Here we got another switchback, and my gosh, this is where I had to stop and clear rocks out of the road. I probably cleared a couple hundred rocks out of the road right in this section here when I was up here last time, and it's definitely hasn't changed a whole lot since the last time I was here. So again, I'm pleased as we can continue heading up the hill. So we got a few more turns, and then we'll be up to the saddle where we kind of cross over to the other side of the mountain. If we make it to the saddle, I would think that we're pretty home free. And thus far, we're doing way better than expected.
A little bit hot.
The engine is running a little hot. You're in first gear?
Yeah.
Well, we could put it in four-wheel drive low. How hot are we?
Just what, 220?
Well, it's a little on the hot side, but not dangerously hot.
It's a low airflow in the front end.
Oh, here's a good sized rock. Hopefully we clear it. Oh yeah, we did. We didn't have to get out and move the rock out of the road. Well, the steepness should be calming down, and so
somewhere right now.
here we are traversing to the other side of the mountain at the saddle. So from here on out, we should be in good shape getting to the top.
Hole there.
We might clear a few rocks on the way down. I'm just more anxious to get up here and get the work done. And then if we have anything left in the way of strength or stamina, well, we may stop and clear some of the rocks on the way down. Make it a little bit easier for the next person. So far, we're doing pretty darn well. But this is definitely a lot slower and bouncier. More rocks to avoid. And here we are, up near the top. You can see the towers again. Yeah. A couple more switchbacks.
Is it too soon to say we made it?
Well, as soon as you say that, then something's going to come up. And here we've got an installation that looks like it's U.S. Geological Survey, although this is a little bit more extensive than what we see most of the time for them. But it looks like we're here up on top.
Where the building dead ahead, right?
Yes. And typically we'll want to turn around and back up to the building. We can't get all the way to the building. So here we are. So you got a good view out over the edge. You can see all the area. So anyway, so that's our trip up Cerro Gordo. Have a good day.